Okay, great.
Okay.
So,
How's everyone's thing going?
Coming along.
Yeah. So I guess the purpose of us meeting is to kind of just, are we talking about like what we need to do, or because I feel like everyone already kind of knows what we have to do now.
Yeah, we need to set up a time to record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figure out when everyone's free.
yeah.
Okay. Also, the questions that the professor sent us, do we need to answer those like in the video, or do we like type up a response and send it when we submit it?
I think it was just like suggestions to include, like in the.
I think we
It
need
said
to.
for the mediator to have the mediator ask the questions, and then
Oh, it did.
yeah, like we answer them in the debate or in the video.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see anywhere where it said that we needed that the moderator needed to ask, but I definitely saw that we're supposed to address them in our
Yeah.
statements.
I think it said in the actual like assignment thing, like the paragraph about the moderator, it said to ask the questions. I don't know. I mean,
Gotcha.
I think
Oh.
she's pretty flexible about how we set things up. So
Mhm.
if they're just included throughout, I think that would be okay too.
Okay.
I know in one place she asked about getting different people's perspectives. And I know
Yeah.
in mine, I have a study that I'm talking about teachers' sense of their own self-efficacy. So I was going to talk about that, but I don't know what the other questions are. I didn't print them out or anything like that.
I have them.
Mhm.
Okay, I had a couple of questions for you guys, and maybe I can get your take on it because, as I mentioned in the text message, I have plenty of things to go on about, but I was encountering a little bit of a challenge finding evidence to support. So I think that mainly so I'm the stater for the stater and prover for zero tolerance. So I think.
I'm the stater for zero tolerance.
What's that?
I'm the stater for zero tolerance.
Oh, then I'm the prover and the attacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mistake. So in terms of being the prover, I found some court cases that favor that turned out to be in favor of some school districts that have implemented zero tolerance. I was able to kind of decide that there was one compliance code point that I was able to, I think it was 4.07 of the compliance code, that I can kind of make the argument that that there's an ethical guideline in support, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to provide like a robust, empirical argument. So
I've had the same struggle. I feel like there's not a lot of evidence to support any kind of zero tolerance program.
And I think, so I wasn't sure who, I don't have your guys' names under the numbers that I get, so I don't know who it was that sent that article that the coach had written. But, I think articles like that, I can, that's basically a blog post.
Yeah.
And I can find, you can find a lot that, that's pretty anecdotal, and you can find a lot of articles like that of people making their own individual case for it. But that kind of, a lot of the polls that I was able to find where, you know, are from 15 years, you know, from the early 2000s, in terms of polls that have a lot of public support for zero tolerance. You know, any search that I'm able to do, that I try to do, you know, the first 50 links or articles or blog posts, or, you know, are all, you know, why zero tolerance doesn't work. So I guess I'm not really sure what to do on that front.
I think even if the articles are really old, just for the sake of your case, I think you should just go ahead and use them because there's nothing else. And I mean, I know the professor is going to know that there's not a lot of evidence supporting zero tolerance. So, I mean, even if it's anecdotal, I mean, it's a debate, so you can kind of doctor it up, I guess, you know?
Okay.
I think so too. I think there's just, on that side of the debate, there's just going to be a lot of appeal to emotion, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's anything you can, anecdotal is great for that, you know? Like, I think anecdotal is how, you know, I mean, think about a politician making an argument, you know, just citing an anecdotal example, and this is why we need this policy for everybody, because of this anecdotal example.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the questions specifically was, what are some perspectives from people within the school community? So stuff like that fits perfectly for the questions that she's asked. Like, she's asking for people's opinions, or at least some portion of it, not just hard evidence, because we're not going to find a lot of that.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, everybody was on board with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're going to find a lot of solid evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, for part of my argument, I'm going to build off, there's something here under the prover for zero tolerance where it says the better, safer climate, learning environment, the teachers can't teach, students can't learn, that kind of thing. I'm going to talk about this teacher efficacy study in response to that. I'm going to kind of focus it, because there's a ton of research out there for school-wide positive behavior supports. I can't cover it all in 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is focus in on one. I'm going to cite a couple of studies, but then I'm going to focus in on this one and say this is, teachers feel like they're very effective. Teachers, if you compare teachers in school-wide positive behavior support settings versus teachers who aren't in those settings, the ones that are in those settings feel more efficacious, I guess, you know, in what they're doing. So that's going to kind of be my argument, and that's a powerful thing to say, you know, teachers, because the big argument is that how are we going to manage our classrooms without zero tolerance policies, without taking these problem kids out of the classroom? And I'm going to say, well, this evidence shows that, you know, with a school-wide positive behavior supports in place, that's actually more desirable for teachers, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does.
And then I just want to make sure that I have my role like clarified. So I've been going on the notion that I'm refuting zero tolerance, like, and their claims as the attacker on.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not very. It's not very hard. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of leaving that for you to do too. I mean, I'm going to do that somewhat, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
you know, taking the argument for zero tolerance and then tearing it to pieces.
Yeah, be like, this is why this is not working and stuff. So.
Sorry, Dan.
Hey, you know what? No,
Emily's.
I'm not going to hold it against you. It's a civil debate, and we'll all be friends at the end, I think.
I agree. I definitely have found this to be more challenging than I thought it would be.
Yeah, me
Especially
too.
being on the zero tolerance side. It's been hard to.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was just trying to help you when you text message. I was trying to help find articles. I was like, wow, this is really.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, wow, there's really
Especially
not
take
much
5
out there.
Yeah.
I kind of chuckled at your text message, Mike, when you said that you didn't know how you were going to fit it into 5 minutes, because I've been struggling to figure out how I'm
Yeah.
going to fill 5 minutes.
I've
And
been
then there's 2 at the end.
phrases like "in defense of zero tolerance," and I would be getting results like "no defense for zero tolerance."
Yeah.
I mean, we found a lot of articles in the beginning, just they're all kind of anti.
I know,
Yeah.
you know, I know there's a lot. I still think there's support for zero tolerance for things like weapons,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
things like that. You know, I know because my wife's a special education teacher, and I started talking about how we're going to do this thing, and she got kind of defensive about, well, you don't want kids in schools with, like, so zero tolerance is actually good for something.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's usually not a person who's in support of that kind of thing, but she was making that argument, that I think it's still out there. Not that that helps any. If you can't find anything, it doesn't really help you that much. But I still think it's out there. I still think that argument's out there somewhere. People are still making it, and
Yeah.
not just crazy people, but sane people.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if we can find statistics about like how many school shootings there are per year and how many kids bring weapons to school per year and stuff like that, and kind of use that as an argument for, even if it doesn't directly
Yeah.
say,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and that's part of that whole appeal to emotion. I mean, use what you have, because that's powerful stuff.
Mhm.
What are you going to do? Let a kid in school with a gun? I mean,
Right.
Hmm. Yeah. That's a good idea.
So do we just want to plan on answering the questions throughout? I sent those to the group text.
Yeah.
Just kind of answering them throughout, not doing like a Q&A at the end.
I mean, I guess we can do either or, because I feel like a lot of the debates that we have been seeing have been pretty like rigid in their structure, where it's like somebody goes and then they finish and then it's another person's turn.
Yeah.
But if we were to do it, answer the questions in between and stuff, I mean, I guess it would kind of break up the flow a little bit, but that could be a good thing too. So it's not as monotonous. But I don't mind where we go with it.
Maybe we can text each other during the week and say where we're going to address each one, so we know that they're all being addressed somewhere.
Yeah. I was wondering, can we like put our scripts, like all put them together, or like our notes or whatever that we're going to use on a Google Doc? Because I have to do like transitions and like introduce people, and so it'd be easier if I could like be kind of following along with your guys' notes to see when you're going to be done, like when I should introduce someone else. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to just add it because we already have that Google Doc for the group outline? Do we want to
add
that one, or do you want to create a new one?
I'm fine with just putting it on the end of the outline.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll add that to the end.
Okay.
So I don't have any.
So I can kind of like follow along as we're going through and keep track of where we're at.
Sorry, Mike. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, change the topic. I was going to talk about the visuals. I don't have anything for visuals yet, but I was just going to, I don't know, throw up some kind of PowerPoint slide or something like that, or here and there, or maybe a graph. I don't know. Just something for I wish I had something more creative to do, but I don't really have any good ideas.
I today came across this. It's like a doctoral dissertation from 2013. It's called "A Review of Court Cases Involving Out-of-School Suspension and Expulsion." And it has some graphics in it. I kind of have to take a look at it's first of all, it's like almost 200 pages.
Oh my god.
But so I want to kind of take a little bit of a closer look at it because, you know, I think there are certain parts of it that might be pertinent to our discussion and maybe others that aren't. But it does have some graphs at the some tables and some graphs for, I think, you know, the 1990s and the 2000s in terms of expulsions for like you know, weapon related crimes and drug related incidents in school. So I at least there are some ready-made visuals here. I just want to take a look and see. I'm going to post it actually in the Google Doc now and
Okay.
look at it. But there might be some visuals there that might be helpful for some of us.
Mhm. That'll be a good article to help answer the first question too, which is what are some specific legal cases on this topic. So hits it on the money.
Yeah, I think I also just kind of found an excerpt. I wasn't able to get the full text of it. You know how you can search in Google and sometimes they give you partial texts.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to find a list of some court cases that at least I can address from my vantage point as the prover for zero tolerance.
And Mike, on the note of like graphics and visuals, I mean, I'm just gonna use some graphs I found in the articles that I'm using. So you could totally do that too. Yeah, I don't think you necessarily have to make up your own.
Hey, about the legal stuff, I know IDEA, IDEA legislation is really huge for positive behavior supports. I can't find out where in the study it is, but I know they talk about it. Here it is, 1997 IDEA, PBS required for schools for students with disabilities. Anyway, that's just an example of some of the stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be talking about that though, for what I'm doing. I don't know. Anyway, IDEA.
Yeah, I found an article talking about how a lot of the cases succeed in zero tolerance, like when they go to court. I don't know. I had it pulled up.
Say that again.
I found an article talking about how generally lawsuits challenging zero tolerance policies have generally not succeeded.
Yeah, I've actually found, I don't know if it was the same one or not, but I've been finding that too, that typically courts find that it's, that they've sided with school districts in terms of authority.
And then it talks about like, should judge or schools decide policies?
Yeah. Actually, if you would share that with me, I could share with you.
Yeah, might be the same article. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think one. Actually, this one it wasn't an article. It was a book.
Oh, okay.
It was an excerpt from a book called "Current Issues." Actually, no. It's a. I think it's a periodical. Current Issues in Education Policy and the Law. So I'm not sure if that was the same thing or not.
Yeah, I can send it to you. I think it is different. Yeah, and it has a lot of examples too of specific cases.
I wouldn't mind reading it too if you would send it to the group.
Yeah. And then it even talks about how there was one that kind of lightened up, I guess in Utah. They lightened up and they let students bring asthma inhalers because that was like a violation of the drug code. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know when.
So that would be good, like as a argument, like to say that they are reasonable and like if things are proven to be unfair, like they'll fix it and
kind
of use that to our benefit.
Yeah, I think you could kind of spin it that way. saying that there is a chance because parents, and they even talk about how like parents, like if they are unhappy with it, they can choose other options like homeschooling, and like I guess kind of the parents' measures they can take. So I don't know if that could doctor that kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be good. Okay,
I'm
so I
also-
added. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I also am realizing right now as an attacker role, we sort of need, so I guess the attackers are me and Isabel, that it would be very useful. I don't know if their script, how far along the other of you guys are on scripts and stuff, but I guess we kind of would be good to reference some of your major points so that we can be able to kind of respond to them, you know?
Yeah, that'll be good to like put them all together. I just put that in the Google Doc, and I just kind of like color coded for each person, and then they can just put theirs under that heading, and then we can all kind of reference each other's when we make our own arguments and stuff as we get more and more done.
So good.
Mm-hmm. Dan, the newer document that you uploaded, is that pretty much your kind of like your script, like basically all your points that you're going to talk about?
Yeah, I need to. I mean, it was kind of an initial one. I have a pretty updated one that I'm going to have to send out. So, yeah, that's not the most up to date one.
Okay. Okay. And are you still going to touch on the points from the first outline? Like you had I think you had a handful of things in there too. Do you know if you're still going to talk about those things?
I'm planning on it. Yeah,
Okay. Cool. Cool.
but I'll upload the most recent version of everything into the new Google Doc.
Okay.
Okay.
I just put that in the same Google Doc with the outline. I just put the outline down further and put that first so that we can have both in the same place.
Okay.
Okay. So do we want to like have a kind of like a timeline of like, if you guys want to do like per se like by Wednesday we have most of our script ready and uploaded so everybody can look at it and then add and change things and then we'll be ready to record by like Friday or Saturday, upload on Sunday.
Yeah, we need to decide like when we're recording and then
Yeah.
we can set up a time to like have everything else done and make sure that we're all ready to go.
So we need to upload it by Sunday night, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do Saturday morning, but I could do like anytime like later Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday works for me too.
Yeah,
I can do
free
Saturday.
pretty much all Saturday or Sunday. Yeah.
Let's see. Yep, that works for me.
Okay.
Does anyone have a preference between the days, Saturday or Sunday?
No.
No.
I guess if we need the extra day, if we need to, if anybody needs more time, we could always push it back to Sunday. But I think if we have the goal of like, let's do it Saturday, that's fine. A worst case scenario, we'll have an extra day.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan too.
What time works for everyone?
Are you, Lacey, are you the only one that's busy in the morning?
Yeah, I should be free by noon.
Oh, okay.
Eastern.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, whatever. We can, if you guys want to get it out of the way early, or if you guys prefer to do it later in the evening.
Do you want to just do it at our normal time? 8
8.
Eastern?
That works.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does
8 o'clock.
that work for everyone?
Okay.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that gives me the day too. It's nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Okay. So recording Saturday 8, and then have everybody upload the majority of your script Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday.
How about Thursday?
Yeah, let's do
Thursday would be better for me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
I like put in my introduction like as the moderator, but I don't have my script yet for the stater.
That's okay. We have until Thursday.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think in terms of having the scripts, I think the more like the introduction is the introduction. You know, I think we probably need more so each other's like major talking points so we can
Yeah.
respond to them. You know.
Yeah, I still have to work on that.
Cool. Is there anything else that we need to discuss or?
I don't think so.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.